My name is PGP, and today we're going to do another video. Now, I know I said about I was quitting and whatnot, but I gotta come back. I just got too many opinions I want to talk about. So this video is obviously talking about Xbox cloud gaming, cloud gaming. Sorry, got a stutter, and I haven't been feeling right about it the past few days. But basically, what is Xbox cloud gaming? Well, cloud gaming is basically it's Game Pass on your phone, and now it's available on the PC. So basically, it just streams games to you through the internet, similar to Stadia or Luna or GFN or PS Now or whatever one, whatever ones are available in your country. And basically, it's the Xbox version, which includes games like Doom and Halo and Gears of War, because they're obviously owned by Microsoft, and Microsoft owns Xbox and whatnot. Now, obviously, something that's been talking about a lot is obviously Phil Spencer has said that they do intend to start making smart streaming sticks are a possibility for the Xbox, for Xcloud. Well, Xbox Cloud Gaming, I'm going to call it Xcloud because that's what was originally called, and they changed the name, which I know, in my opinion, the name sounds stupid now. But in my opinion, the Xcloud, you know, they're doing the streaming sticks, and they're working with smart TV manufacturers to add an Xbox app to the smart TV, which would be really cool in my opinion, because everyone's got a smart TV nowadays. It's like everyone is getting them because there's old TV. You can't like really hook an old Xbox 360 to a modern smart TV where it's like the AV out's not a thing anymore. But basically, what I'm saying is that's good. And basically, the reason I think Xbox Cloud Gaming is going to basically dominate over the other cloud gaming services like Stadia and Luna and that. First of all, they've got the exclusives, right? I know people say, "Oh well, you can buy them on PC, you can buy them on Xbox." I would never care that you can stream them on your phone or to the TV. That's the big thing. Luna and Amazon Game Studios have had a hard time making their own games. Amazon Game Studios was founded in 2012, and outside of the Grand Tour game, they've yet to release a game which hasn't been killed during its development. Like Breakout, not Breakout. There was a game called Brawl. There was a brawler game, sports game that they were making, which was supposed to be for Twitch. That game got cancelled. You had what was the other one they did? They had like a hero shooter similar to Overwatch. That one was cancelled as well. It was pulled back into beta and then cancelled. And so Luna's not going to get exclusives. And if Luna does, there'll be third-party exclusives or timed exclusives. So nothing really that major. Similar to what Apple Arcade does, where they'll buy like a certain game for a certain amount of time, and that's based. Then it'll be timed exclusive, and it'll go to Switch and all that stuff later on. But with Xbox, obviously you got games like Starfield and Microsoft Flight Simulator, which have already been confirmed to be coming to Xbox One through cloud gaming. So if you can't afford a Series X or Series S, or you don't have a powerful enough PC, and you're stuck on your Xbox One, sit tight because these games will be coming to you through cloud gaming as long as you have Game Pass Ultimate. So if you want to play Flight Simulator or Starfield or Redfall, which in my opinion I really like the look of Redfall. I don't know why, it's a new game and that I haven't seen before, and honestly, vampires, monsters, all that sort of stuff, that's kind of cool to me. And that's basically why I'm looking at Xcloud like, oh, Xcloud like, oh, this looks interesting. And I already own an Xbox Series S, so my thoughts on Xcloud are a bit biased because Xbox has always been my primary console. But when it starts transitioning away from, when we start transitioning away from, we're already transitioning away. But once we get to the point where it's like you have to choose a cloud gaming platform, I feel like Xcloud has an advantage. So Microsoft's been doing this for a long time. They have the servers, they have the infrastructure for it. So do Google and Amazon. But another big thing they have is obviously they've got gamers. They have a brand loyalty with gaming because everyone knows Halo, people know Gears of War, people know Minecraft, Forza, people know Doom and Fallout and all that sort of stuff. Elder Scrolls, because these are like big IPs, these are big like gaming IPs, and they're all owned by Microsoft. So they can just put them on Xcloud and be like, hey, you give us $10 a month, or 15 or whatever it is, and you can play all these games on your TV, your phone, your PC, whatever you want, and that's all it's going to cost you. Which, honest, Google had game studios, they shut them down, and they didn't even release one game. I think they got a time exclusive game called Outcast, and that was basically it. And that was basically Stadia's entire run of games. And then with Amazon, obviously Amazon struggled making games, so Luna's not really getting exclusives unless they start buying up indie studios. Like, okay, now you're a time exclusive, but I don't think that they're going to do that. And then obviously you got Apple Arcade, which doesn't matter. Then you got PS Now, which that's basically just a way to play it PS3, PS2, and PS1 games on your PS5. That's basically all it is. Which honestly, in my opinion, it's great that there are some old games on there, but they haven't got enough of the old games, so I don't really see PS Now as worth it. And it's only available to stream to your PlayStation or to your PC, so not really the best in my opinion. So sorry if I keep sniffing in this video. I've got a cold. I was so cold, it's like hay fever. But that's basically my problem. And with Xcloud, right? Obviously, you'll be able to stream those games anywhere and also the fact that they should be able to make your digital library available to you. And that's what a lot of people don't seem to understand about this. Why Xbox doing it is a big deal. Because Xbox already has millions and tens of millions of gamers who have digital purchases through an Xbox Live profile, or Xbox Network profile, whatever they're called now. Which I know a lot of people are going to be like, so what's the big deal with that? Think about it this way. If you buy Red Dead Redemption 2 digitally on Xbox One or Xbox Series X, you have that digital copy of the game. So they can just add that to Xcloud, right? They add that to Xcloud for you, and then boom, you can play that game on your phone, your TV, your computer, wherever you want. All you need to do is make the Rockstar and make it available for you. Make it available so your Xbox Live profile can access your games, and that's the key difference between Xbox Cloud Gaming and something like Stadia. Is they already sort of have those digital purchases and people and a brand loyalty, where something like Stadia and Luna, they're starting from scratch. Right? Nobody knows Luna as a gaming platform. Nobody knows Stadia as a gaming platform unless you're like really into cloud gaming, like you've done all your research into it. But people know Xbox. People know Xbox is one of the three main console manufacturers because they've always been one of the big three since 2001. And in 2001, Sega kind of ditched the gaming industry, or not the gaming industry, console industry, and they become a third-party support. So now it's always been, for as long as I've been alive, for instance, all I've known is Xbox, PlayStation, or Switch, or Nintendo. I've never had the option of getting a Dreamcast, any of that stuff, because stuff like the Amico, the Intellivision, the ColecoVision, the Atari, Sega consoles are nothing to me because I was born after they would all pulled out of the industry. So I basically look at them as like they're obsolete. Which I know that might sound bad for retro gamers. I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm just saying my thoughts. But basically, my whole take on cloud games is like I'm excited for the future. I will be disappointed that you won't be able to collect some certain games. So that's why I still have my Evercade, so I can collect like retro games and whatnot. But I do understand why, and that's where the industry's heading. And hopefully, when Microsoft does their cloud gaming version properly. So sorry if I keep stuttering. I do have a stutter. I am autistic. And hopefully they allow you to access your digital library. And like, okay, you own 200 games on Xbox digitally, and you have Game Pass Ultimate, so you can now stream about 400 games, whatever it is. And hopefully, as well, Microsoft will take games like Age of Empires and you know, well, Age of Empires, the original Fallout games, um, Age of Mythology, and these old like classic PC games that were made for PC and are owned by Microsoft. And Microsoft's like, okay, we're going to make an Xbox port of them, and then we're going to just put them on Xcloud because the Xcloud runs on Series X architecture, so it streams at 1080p. And that's just basically my thoughts. I want to know like, what your thoughts are in the comments down below. I know a lot of people are going to be like, no, we don't want gaming to become a thing. That's okay, I understand that. You can just stick to retro gaming. But what are your thoughts? Do you think Xbox Cloud Gaming is going to dominate over something like Stadia and Luna and PS Now and whatnot because of that brand loyalty? And the fact they can just flip a switch and then have you access your entire digital library. Which, if you're a gamer on Xbox and you have a big digital library, that will be a big selling point to you. Anyway, I'm PGP. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you all in the next video. Goodbye.